Hey there, welcome to the March 2025 Flowhub product update. I'm Layla, a product manager here at Flowhub. I have some new features and improvements to show you today. Those include bulk store-to-store transfers. So now you can select a group of inventory items, choose the quantity of each of those that you want to transfer, and send them over to the next store without having to do that one by one. You can duplicate product and variants in our products tab, which should reduce the amount of time it takes you to create a new product in Flowhub. We've also added in a new feature in deals to limit deals per customer. So if you only want a customer to be able to use a deal twice, you can set that up. In addition, we've added in new functionality and a workflow improvement to allow you to approve discrepancies and send them directly to your regulator from the Flowhub inventory tab, instead of also having to go into the metric tab to do that. And we've added in some kiosk updates. Those include uploading banners and filtering your banners and carousels by product tags and effects. Some features I will not be showing you today, but want to make sure you're aware of them, include automated terpene mapping for metric users. We are now mapping all of the terpenes from your test data that we get from metric to the Flowhub terpene options. You can now print a single label for a group of items in cashier. So if someone came in and bought 72 drinks, you could choose to only print a single label for that instead of printing 72 separate exit labels. In Greet, you can now switch a customer profile from med to rec or rec to med, instead of having to create two separate profiles for med and rec if someone switches their customer type. And in Greet, we will now update the expired state ID with the new state ID on that customer profile, which should reduce the amount of duplicate profiles you're seeing in the system. In addition, we now require a PIN after inactivity with a store setting in Flowhub, and in our metric and biotrack tab, we now are showing the product variant name. Let's jump in. In Flowhub's new bulk transfer feature, you can now choose a group of inventory items and their quantities to move in bulk from one store to another. So in this case, I have a couple items selected here. I'll select actions here, and I'll select create new transfer. I'll give this transfer a nickname, which today I'm going to put today's date, and I'll select a destination store. In this case, I'm going to be moving things to my Costa Mesa location. In addition, if I wanted to only move a couple of these items from each of these quantities, I can select this quantities button and choose how many I want to move. So in this case, I only want to move 2 of these Spectrum oil syringes from this store to the next. Once I hit transfer items here, we'll see in the transfers tab that this transfer has been created. And if I go ahead and press start transfer, this will move all of those items from my Palm Desert location over to my Costa Mesa location. At this point in my Costa Mesa location, we'll see that the transfer has been started, and I can choose to accept the transfer or reject the transfer. Rejecting that transfer will keep all of those items back at the other store, or if I accept the transfer here, I'll select a room that I want to move these items to, in this case my inventory room, and I'll submit this. And now those items have been moved from my Palm Desert location to my Costa Mesa location. Here in products, you now have the option to copy a product and variant to create a new product in Flowhub. So a good example of this would be if I wanted to create a 0.5 gram one of these biscottis, I can go ahead and hit this copy button here, and we'll see that this item is now getting created from a new product of that old biscotti 1 gram. I could go ahead and change the product name here, any of the THC amounts, maybe the type, description, and you'll also see that I could change the weight to create that new product. This should save you time if you just want to, change the description of the item and keep the image and all the other information, or if you just wanted to start from a template of one of your existing items in Flowhub. Here in Deals, we've added in new functionality to allow you to select how many times a deal can be used on a per customer basis. So in this case, I have a 75% off glass deal, which is a pretty good discount, but I only want my customers to be able to use this discount twice. I can scroll down to this deals limitation section where I can limit by order type, store, customer groups, or exclude customer groups. And in this uses per customer section, I could enter in 2, which means that this customer can only use this deal twice of all time. If I want this to be unique per store, so this customer could go into each of my locations and use this deal twice, I can click this checkbox here. In addition, in deals, we have a couple other options. If you want someone to only be able to use this deal once per transaction, you could put in a 1 here. And if you only wanted this deal to be used, 75 times total, you could enter in 75 here, and the deal would only be able to be used 75 times before it is no longer available for customers. In inventory, we've made it much easier for those with inventory permissions to approve a discrepancy and submit that discrepancy to Metric or BioTrack in one click. So in this case, I have a discrepancy on this Alien OG that one of my bud tenders submitted. When I click on this item, I'll see that it has the discrepancy here. And when I click on the discrepancy tab, you'll see two new options here. So we can see how much the discrepancy is for, why the discrepancy has been made, and I have options here to either approve that discrepancy in Flowhub and Metric, or just approve it in Flowhub. If I click approve in Flowhub and Metric, that will submit the discrepancy in Flowhub and change the quantity, and automatically push that discrepancy update to Metric as well. In the past, you only had the approve in Flowhub option, and you'd have to go to the Metric tab to also send that discrepancy up to Metric. Now it's all done in one click. Rotating banners are now available in Flowhub Kiosk. To create a banner, you'll come to the Banners section of your Customize tab and select New Banner. You'll want to give your banner a name and then upload a banner image that is of a specific size. You can do a full-size banner, which will take up the entire page, or a half-width banner, which will take up half the page, and you can put two half-width banners next to each other. In this case, I've just uploaded this banner for Alien Buy Two Get One Free, and then I have an option here to use some filters to create the specific clickable banner that I'm looking for. I can filter by brand, category, effect, species, tag, terpene type, and I have the options here to filter by price as well. So if I only wanted to show specific products that are under $50, I could put the max here as 50. And I also have the option here to sort the results of that by name, price, or best selling. Down here at the bottom, see that you have the options to reorder your banners into the order that they want. So, for example, I don't want this new Valentine's Day banner to be showing anymore because it's past Valentine's Day, but I want this Alien banner to show up a little bit earlier. I can go ahead and drag and drop these into the order that I want, and upon save, our kiosk will reflect the updates that we've made here. Here we are in Flowhub Kiosk. When I click the Order Here button, we'll see that our banners show up at the top, and they'll rotate through all of the banners that we just created in 10-second intervals. So we can see here that our Alien and our new edibles banners show up right next to each other, and these can be clicked and taken to the filtered page of whatever filter you added on in the back office. In addition, our filters now give you the option to filter by effect, which is a great new shopping experience for your kiosk customers. For example, maybe they want to see all of the items that would maybe make them sleepy. I can select sleepy and see that our list has been filtered to only show those sleepy items. When I click on these items as well, you'll see that the sleepy tag has showed up here, along with any of the other cannabinoid, terpene, description information that you've added into the inventory item in Flowhub. Thanks so much for tuning in to this month's product update. As always, please subscribe to our release notes to hear about new features and platform improvements in real time. You can get help from a real human at help@flowhub.com or through the in-app chat using the !help button. And if you want to learn more about how Flowhub works or troubleshoot common errors, check out our Help Hub at help.flowhub.com. I wish you great success in planning for your 420, and Flowhub's here to support you with anything that you need. Have a great one. Bye.